Total Party Kill, a Dungeons & Dragons live play where we are going to try to survive all 6 weeks and hit the total party kill at the end. Before we can get rolling, let's meet our cast for the evening. First up, it's her birthday today, Bekah Stogner. Next up, we got Dillon Davis. And we got Bill Hillsman. Logan Sandrock Baird. And last but most certainly not the least, it's Claire Fromke. I am your dungeon sheriff for this evening, Sam Brewer. Thank you for coming out. Now, if you are not familiar with D&D, it is a game where we're going to roll dice and make decisions and things are going to happen. First up, we got to meet some of these crooky little characters. So, Bill, do you mind giving us a short little intro of your character?
Of course. Name's Chet Birkenbeard. 3rd level cleric, 1st level dwarf. I spend my time out in the Southwest creating the best Southwestern high fantasy cuisine one might ever taste. And I'm here to fight the good fight for real food.
Now, Chet has set himself up in the town of Freedom Creek to begin trying to accustom the locals to his fine cuisines.
That's right.
We come down on a kind of a street corner. The roads here are mostly dirt. And Chet set up his little. What kind of setup does Chet have when he's arriving in a new town?
It's like an upscale taco stand. I carry around various pieces of like wood and like metal hinges that can quickly into like a chair that has a flat top. If you were dining but at a couch, something like that. It's the perfect size for one such as myself, but perhaps a little small for other people. Tacos.
I believe this is what they call that fast casual dining?
The fastest.
All right, Chet's set up at his upscale taco stand, and there's some people walking by. How do you try to get their attention?
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see you behind the stand.
I'll let that one slide. Here's the thing, I got something for you. The best darn taco you've ever eaten in your life.
That's a mighty big claim. I've had many a taco in my day.
But, like how many?
If I had to put a rough number on it, I'd probably say at least 250?
Oh my God. Scotch higher than I thought, but I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
Feast yourself on one of these samples and tell me it's not the best thing you've ever put your lips and tongue upon.
Could you describe this taco for me?
This taco could only be described as perhaps a tortilla. Inside of it, we'll call it mystery meat. Okay. I scavenge the surrounding areas for anything that is dead, pulverize it with my meat tenderizer, add a little bit of local zest in the form of sand and rocks, and I just sprinkle on a little bit of vaguely green stuff.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll to convince them to try your
first roll.
Amazing food.
Okay, you said persuasion,
Yeah.
so with proficiency, that's an 8.
Yeah.
He takes the taco from you, kind of looks it over, opens the tortilla. Is that sand and bones?
Maybe to an uncultured palate. One might describe such things as sand and bones, but to an esteemed traveling chef, I'd call it herbs and spices. And yes, bones.
Sorry, friend, but I think I'm probably just gonna go to Calfascius's.
Calfascius.
You know, they just opened one here in town.
I'm well aware.
I hear they're opening them everywhere.
Is it that place with the golden arches out front?
Yeah, it's two big C's turned sideways.
Oh, Calfascius. Know that if you ever go to an establishment such as that, I will never speak to you again.
I think I'm okay with that.
I slumped down, defeated.
Just a little guy slumping against his taco cart.
This continues on for several attempts, each ending more or less the
Please
same.
eat a taco.
No one eats your tacos. And eventually, it's starting to get pretty dark outside.
I can see in that because I have dark vision.
Yeah!
Well, I'm glad you can see how little business you're doing.
Does he need to roll psychic damage for that? Jesus.
Roll for depression.
Take 2 mental damage. It's not real damage. Except if you ask my therapist. But then, eventually, it is time to turn in for the night. And you know the classic saying. When there's nothing left to do, you go to Roy's.
Oh, Roy's, my favorite tavern / saloon. Small town.
With that, Chet packs up his taco stand, refolds his chair of wooden planks, and heads over to Roy's.
When there's nothing left
To do, go to Roy's. Then we cut back to the beginning of the day. Not too far from where Dusty Joe had set up, there was a small owlin creature, Dusty Joe. Claire, would you give us a little intro about Dusty Joe, please?
Howdy, y'all. My name is Dusty Joe. I'm a traveling troubadour. I have my little lute here. That's what this is now. I'm an owlin bard. I'm just here to make friends, and I've settled down in this little town for a bit. I got a stay-in residency in the local inn where I play music, and they let me sleep in the tree out back. It's a great time.
Great. And Dusty Joe is out performing their show,
Yeah.
getting ready to entertain outside of Roy's Tavern. Can we get
Yes.
a sample of your show?
My favorite song, handwritten by Dusty Joe. Jealousy, turning saints into sea, choking on sick lullabies, something about an alibi, but that's just the price we pay, destiny.
We're gonna get copyright claimed. Dusty Joe, can I get a performance check, please?
Oh no.
Let's see. Oh, 7 plus 8? What's 7 plus 8?
I believe that's 15.
15.
15. You're starting to gather yourself a nice little crowd, Dusty Joe. They're singing along with you. They pulled out little matches. But as the show goes on, you start to notice more and more people are just getting up and leaving.
Hey, wait, where are you going?
Oh, well, we was gonna go to Phillips. They got one of them moving pictures that they got nowadays.
Oh my God, I want to go see one. Can I come with you guys? Can I? I got nothing to do.
Aren't you doing a show?
I mean, I'm my own boss, so like, I can end when I'm done.
Well, I mean, it was kind of a date night between me and Mary Beth over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was gonna just kind of not really watch the movie, but just cuddle in the back.
Oh my God, that sounds like so much fun. I cannot wait to join.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay, 11.
Old third wagon wheel.
They kind of give you like a, no, sorry, no, it's just for us, no.
Oh, big owl eyes. Oh no.
That's, you know what? I have a show to do, so it's.
Turn it around.
All right, well, good luck with that. And then they head off, and it's become you've noticed a trend as more and more people are just going to see these moving pictures, and they're not here for live entertainment anymore. They don't come support live entertainment at 6 p.m. on a Sunday. Like the real heroes do. And eventually, everybody's left.
Well, I mean, I got a tree to get to.
Well, you know what they say.
Who?
Everyone. I took 2 mental damage.
I think I caught the backsplash on that one too.
But now that Dusty Joe show's over, I guess there's nothing left to do
No.
but go to Roy's.
Gotta
When
head
there's
over to Roy.
nothing
Left to do, go to Roy's.
It doesn't even rhyme.
That's because it's simple. All right. Dusty Joe packs up their little loot, heads off to Roy's. Back at the inn, the saloon, not Roy's saloon, the fancy new Calfascius' saloon and restauranterie is a one Theodosius. Logan, would you give us an introduction?
Sure. Picture, if you will, just a lean southern dandy of a figure, dressed all in black with a bit of a kerchief and a slightly beat-up bowler, and the very picture of an effete southern dandy man, like mustachios, clothes that are much too nice for the town. However, entirely made out of clear gelatin. So he is a living ooze in the very fashion of a man, and is currently residing in the Calavatri's Lounge, restauranterie. Just checking with the maitre d' about their reservation for the evening. Hey, so sorry. I thought that perhaps I had made a reservation for this evening around this time, around 6. What time would you say it is? I was up all night.
Oh well, if I go look at my sundial, it's about 12 o'clock.
All right, now, so do we? Are you telling me that my reservation for midnight isn't?
I'm afraid I have no reservation under Theodosius.
Theodosius Persephone Amoebidae.
Persephone, Amoebidae.
Persephone is a family name. You didn't need to know that. What? I'm just so hungry. Are you sure there's nothing?
I'm sorry, we are booked full.
That's so. What does Theodosius see as they look into the restaurant area?
Oh, it's packed.
Packed. Good.
Now, you're welcome to go over to the lounge area. There's people over there playing a friendly game of poker. We've got blackjack
really?
tables.
Poker, you say?
I do say. Texas Hold'em.
How delightful. Well, perhaps I can make do without food for a little bit. I can perhaps just go whet my appetites in other ways and perhaps partake among the gentlemen in the game. Let's go over and do that. And sort of in a very kind of languorous and fluid fashion, saunters over to the nearest table. Yeah. What's the buy-in now?
Well, we're starting at $2.
$2. All right. Oh, pretty good. Those are $2 owlbear dollars.
Two owlbear dollars. Yes.
It takes out like a couple of heavy coins, like imprinted with owlbears, flips them onto the table.
Yes.
Very well. Let's get to business.
All right. Give me a raw, just percentile roll.
Oh, percentile. All right. Percentile. How fancy.
Calling this a luck roll.
Yeah. Good. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. There we go. That would be a 10%.
Throw those dice.
You were looking at a 2-7 offsuit pair. Sorry, hold. Your hold cards are a 2 and a 7 offsuit. Now, the bet's to you, sir.
Yes. Well. Now it's very easy for Theodosius to keep their face very, very still. And there aren't any really eyes to speak of to kind of follow. So just picture, again, just sort of like a human shaped face of clear jello.
Yeah.
With one gold tooth somehow in there, like just one.
And you can see the gold tooth no matter if their mouth
through
is
the lip,
open or
yeah,
closed.
everything. It would be good. Well, I do believe that I will go all in then.
Interesting. All right, well, we're going to play this hand out. And you see the river. Nothing for you. The flop. You get a 7. And then on the turn, butt kiss. With your 7 pair, you have lost. You've gone all in. But everybody, you play the game out a little longer. You buy back in, play some more. Eventually, somebody walks up to the table. People get up and leave as their reservations are made available. Says,
Theodosius looks after them longingly. So very hungry.
Are you, he sits down at the table and looks at you. Excuse me, are you Theodosius Amoebidae? Theodosius.
Persephone Amoebidae, sir.
Persephone Amoebidae. I've been looking for you.
Well, have you now? A great many people may be looking for me. Are you interested in selling your water rights? Because I happen to work for a very, very advanced, progressive Western expansion concern for Baron Aguasius. Are you familiar with Baron Aguasius's water rights? Now, that water that you've got, it's not making you any money right now. It's not making you any money at all.
I disagree.
You can
it's
have
making
your water
me very much money right now.
Oh, is it now?
Well, it's making my employer very much money right now.
How very interesting. Who is your employer?
Philip Calfacius.
Philip Calfacius?
Philip Calfacius. Surely you've heard of Philip Calfacius.
Well, now, if I'm not mistaken, and I've not been long in town, but I do believe we're sitting in one of his very fine establishments
That's
at the
correct,
moment.
you are. You might have seen Phillips, the local cinema.
Yes.
Mr. Calfacius has been expanding aggressively, and he wishes to continue that expansion, but you have, or your employer has, claim to some of these water rights.
Well, what an interesting conundrum that we find ourselves within. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Jebediah Stone.
Well, Jebediah Stone. What just a thunk of a name on the table there. Now,
Just like this kind of thunk, and he pulls out a big stack of documents and thunks it on the table.
Jebediah.
Now,
little light reading for your evening, Jebediah.
oh, I don't need to read these, but I'd like to play them.
Well,
How are
now.
you feeling to playing for some water rights?
Now, Theodosius is profligate with their own money. But they are talking about their employer's water rights. So I, as much as I would love to indulge, I find that I am not. Perhaps just this once. Sure. Let's do it.
Good. I like a man with conviction.
God damn.
Give me a percentile roll to evaluate the strength of your hand.
Be a 70. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Jebediah just got hotter. Yeah.
You play one of the best hands of poker you've ever seen. You've got pocket jacks. Best hand you've ever had.
Never better.
We get to the river, and you got another jack out there. 2 aces and jacks. You got a full house.
Very, very interesting.
Then the next card comes out and it's an ace. And the next card comes out and it's an ace. And then the hands get revealed. And Jebediah has pocket aces.
God.
That's
That's a 5 ace hand.
I don't know how you're gonna beat this one.
Now, Jebediah, perhaps the game is played a bit differently out here in Freedom Creek.
Are you telling me the cards are lying?
I'm saying I've never seen a 5 ace hand.
This is a 5 ace deck. And you notice there is another suit of cards.
Well, that's so very, very interesting. I would say that, like, if Theodosius has not already kind of turned over their cards, that they would quietly cast a kind of silent image on their 2 cards to match the exact aces that that Jebediah put down. That would be the What do I need to? You tell me what.
Give me a sleight of hand just to do it all without anybody noticing.
Let's go, Amoebidae.
That'd be an 18.
Son?
That was a pretty good roll. But as you go to cast the spell, the dealer turns over to you. Sir, you're not attempting to cheat at the moment, are you?
Sir, I am not attempting to do anything that my compatriot is not clearly already doing.
Well, so here in Calfacius, we use 5 suit decks.
That is just such a fascinating local tradition. I'm truly
I
just
promise you will
learning
find-
so much about this delightful regional culture.
You will find that is the case at all Calfaciuses all across this great country.
Well, I assure you, I'm simply playing the game as was set before me.
Well, then we will not be casting that spell that I saw you preparing.
Why, sir, are you casting aspersions? I will not stand for it. He stands up and starts to walk out.
Jebediah says, "Not so fast there, Amoebidae. I understand you are a little confused by the customs of this establishment, and that's fair. How could you have known? You clearly did not read the sign."
Please tell me what the sign says.
It has all of the rules of Texas Hold'em, but it's called Calfacius's Hold'em. And it mentions the 5th suit, how you can have a ultra flush if you have all 5 suits. But a 5 of a kind beats everything.
As it would.
And I'm willing to forgive a little bit here, but we did play for at least some water rights. We did not establish an exact number.
You know, oddly enough, we did not establish those beforehand, now did we?
No.
As Theodosius just kind of keeps quietly backing up towards the door.
As you start trying to back to the door,
Yeah.
you see Jebediah do one of these. And 2 large burly men step in between you and the doorway.
Okay.
You continue to try to walk out?
As Theodosius starts to keep kind of walking slowly towards the doorway, just backing up just a little bit, keeping up kind of a diatribe. As soon as they would reach for him, Theodosius would dissolve into a puddle and try to slide out from underneath them. Leaving all of his clothes behind.
Yeah, they go to grab you, and then, yeah, you amorphous yourself into the puddle, slip out under their feet, and scamper off into the town. And now that you've lost all your clothes and you truly have nothing left.
Just like my kind of side piece, kind of like my
The gun sticks inside of your ooze, and you drag it.
just
with
kind of drag it like
Yeah.
kind of slowly. But outside of that, yeah.
Well, you know what they say.
When there's
nothing left to do,
Boys. I learned that.
I don't know how. The verses are so complex.
All right. Theodosius oozes his way on down to Roy.
Splish splash.
Slish slosh.
We come to a back alley, kind of in the middle of the city, where our friendly lizard folk is waiting. Bekah, could you introduce your character, please?
How you doing? My name is Tavora, Jinx. I'm a lizard person. Trust no one, sit on a rock. It's great. Nothing better in life than a little cooking in the sun. You know what I mean? I am a fixer, so I fix things with my hands, paws. What are those? But also, I am a fixer in the sense that I am a connector and a little bit of a shady persona. So I have been in this town for a long time. I know everything about everyone, all their dirty secrets, who's on drugs, who's at Roy's every night. Yeah.
All right. We're in this back alley when you've been waiting for the person who's hired you, Tommy Two Guns,
Bastard.
comes walking up to you and goes, Tavora,
Tommy.
were you able to get what I needed?
My eyes are just like rolling all over the place.
He's trying to follow you to look you in the eyes, but he eventually gives up. He's tired.
We've been over this, Tommy. Nobody looks me right in the eye.
I'm sorry. It's polite, and I pride myself on my politeness.
Yes, I was able to get your 2 guns. Since you lost them. I don't know how Tommy Two Guns keeps losing his 2 guns.
It's an expensive lifestyle I lead.
You're a fool.
Sound like my mama. She told me to try 3 guns. I said, Mama, that's too many guns. Where am I going to hold the last one? Where would you put a 3rd gun?
Where would I personally put a 3rd gun? I have a tail, fortunately, so I think I would just strap it back there.
Damn, that's a good
all the way
point.
around. Yeah.
You could be Tavora 3 guns.
Don't tempt me now. I don't want to like you.
That's okay. This can be a strictly business relationship.
All right.
Could you tell me kind of where you got these 2 guns back from?
You're not supposed to ask me that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just well, now that Phil's pawn shop is open again. They got robbed last week, but they're open again, and I heard that
Oh, they did. I hadn't heard anything about that.
Okay.
A robbery, you say?
Roll deception.
22. Sneaky fuck.
Yeah, Tommy goes, of course you know. Why would you? I mean, it was a small affair. But I don't know who could have done it with what amount of guns, I don't know.
This might be the one thing I don't know.
But I just heard that they had guns. And I could have just bought them there much cheaper than I bought them from you.
Well, sometimes sales just don't last very long.
Well, this wasn't a sale. This is just a standard purchase price, the MSRP, if you will.
MSRP?
It stands for Manufacturer's Suggested Retail Price.
Oh, I see.
You know,
Well, here I go by a you fucking need it, so pay up kind of price.
give me an intimidation.
It's an 11.
He looks unimpressed by that statement. And he's just, well, Tavora, if I'm being honest, a lot of your services have become pretty pricey lately. And, well, down at Phil's Pawn Shop, any illicit items tend to be able to be acquired there.
Tend being the operative word there. Tend.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes things happen that I don't know anything about.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, the price of things in this town has gone up, you know? The wind said something. I don't... Did you hear that?
I did. I believe it said inflation.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you this before, but I already have 2 new guns.
Then why are you wasting my time?
I guess I just won't be purchasing from you any longer.
That's a shame. It's a shame. It would also be a shame if that thing you told me got out.
Very specific.
That thing. Oh, if only I could remember what it was. Something about your mom, God rest her soul.
You gonna tell people about me and my mama's socks?
Yeah.
That I wear my mama's socks because it makes me feel close to her
Yeah.
still?
Yeah, because that's weird. This is a no-sock town.
Well, this town must have a lot of blisters.
I don't know, my skin regrows every day.
That sounds like a gross process.
It's not great.
Well,
It makes
okay.
me feel ugly for a
Well,
little
here,
while.
I'll tell you, I'll buy the 2 guns so I can
Okay.
save those 2 guns for later in case I lose these 2 guns, which
Yeah.
I most assuredly will.
Come on, Tommy, 4 guns. Show him what you got.
I do like the sound of Tommy 4 guns.
Yeah, you do. And that's why you pay the premium.
All right, well, I'll pay you today, but I'm just telling you, it seems like your job's going to be getting a lot harder to get done.
Don't tell me what to do.
All right, he pays you.
I scatter away like
Climbing over walls and
how lizards do.
Just a frantic scramble.
Yeah.
somebody inside the house that you just ran up is like, was that gunshots? Tavora, you go about the rest of your business, and it starts getting late, and the best information can always be gathered at Roy's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk of the town. 2 shots of whiskey. Maybe I'll tell a secret tonight.
Cool. Then we go back out, We're at a. Where would we find Hareson today?
You'd probably find Hareson probably sitting over by the general store.
All right. Yeah, we come into the general store. Harrison's out there selling his produce that he's been growing.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I got tomatoes, rutabagas. I got potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams. Well, they're kind of the same thing, but that's all right. Yeah. I got ube, if you like purple sweet potatoes. That's pretty cool. I didn't grow these, but I did catch some shrimps down in the river there. I've got a nice little freshwater shrimps. Some call them prawns.
All right. You've been in and out the store unloading your cart to
Talking the whole time.
Yeah. You don't notice, but the general store manager has stopped listening to you and is just stocking shelves while you bring in these crates.
I don't need ears. I just need a willing audience.
You don't have either. You've got two big ears.
I do,
Because you
I
didn't
do.
introduce your character.
I
Did you do
didn't.
that real quick?
Yes, my name is Hareson, spelled Hareson. Heighpenny, that's spelled Heighpenni. I'm a rabbit person. I'm about 4.5 feet tall. I've got long, floppy ears, and I slick back nervously when I'm talking to anybody, which is all the time. I've got mottled gray, brown, and black fur. Kind of looks like sagebrush or desert sand. And I've got little deer antlers. I look like a little jackalope. And at one time, I was pretty ripped. I don't want to lie to you, but when you settle down, you let yourself go. So I've got a bit of a dad gut, but I'm still kind of stringy, sinewy.
Yeah. Can we? Speaking of settling down.
Sure.
We flash as Harrison's going on and on about his stories. What's he thinking about deep down?
Deep down, he's probably reflecting on the last time he saw his husband Wendell.
When was that?
Oh, about a month ago.
We cut to that flashback. Brutal.
Well, you don't want to relive it, but trauma kind of surfaces. It kind of lives in the body,
Yeah. What was the setup? What was the circumstances around that?
So my husband Wendell, he's kind of a turtle person. Couldn't. We were in a gang together about 10 years back. We were in Spicy Jake's Sidewinder gang, and we were a bunch of stagecoach robbers. And when I saw Wendell, I fell in love. He was darn near the best safecracker I ever saw. And we fell in love. We moved into a small farm that I purchased. Put that in quotes. I stole it. A few years later, we had a beautiful daughter named Olivia. And ever since then, Wendell made me promise no matter what happened, I'm not to go back into a life of crime because I'm not that good at it. But also, now we've got a daughter, and, family comes first. So I'll till the land till the day I give up the ghost, which is fine with me. Except I didn't. I couldn't give it up.
What happened?
Well, you know how cows belong to lots of different people?
Yeah, and the sale price of milk has just been going up and up and up.
It has. Under this newfangled system called capitalism, I can't really afford to get milk. So I went out in the middle of the night with a couple of scrangy raccoon people, and we stole some cattle. Mm-hmm. And I got home probably around 1 a.m., and Wendell was sitting by the fire waiting for me. I took down my bandana and stood there kind of sheepishly, when you've been caught.
Harrison, where have you been?
I was out having beers at Roy's.
Just having beers?
There's nothing else to do. Go to Roy's.
I noticed that Clyde was taken out, our horse.
Well, I'm not going to walk into town, honey. I like to saunter in there on horseback. I'm, pretty dashing on that.
Mm-hmm. And then I noticed that also Marquise and Wesley were also taken out.
That's a little harder to explain, I guess. All right, I'll level with you, honey. I don't like to lie to you. Communication's a two-way street.
It's the most important thing.
The most important thing.
After Olivia.
So a couple of fellas I met out of Roy's, they told me that there were some good cattle for pension down at Jenkins Farm, and
Now, when you say pension,
I mean stealing. Let's
Okay,
not get into
okay.
semantics, Wendell. I'm trying to bare my soul to you.
thank you. So you went and stole.
I
some-
stole the cattle.
I thought we
I'm
were.
sorry.
I thought we were done with this.
Yes, but things are tight, and I thought maybe if I did this one last job,
It's
job.
always one last job, isn't it?
This could actually be the last one. I think we got enough cows now. We probably won't have to sell anything but milk for a while, and Olivia can go to the one school in town, and and maybe she can finally learn to read. Wouldn't that be good?
She knows how to read.
The devil, you say?
Well, you've been out. I know what you've been up to. I know it's been many, many last jobs, Hareson. Olivia's been going to school. Olivia's been learning to read. You missed it. She read her first book to me yesterday.
My heart is broken.
My trust is broken. You've got something to figure out.
Yeah, that's true. But
I don't want to see you again.
No.
Until you figured out what you need to
Wendell,
figure out.
no, Wendell, don't go, please.
Me and Olivia are gonna go stay at my grandmama's. She's dead. I just own the rights to the house. You know where we've been. We've been there. You know.
I know she's dead.
I just felt like explaining that again. Now, when you feel like you're ready to be an honest man, you can come meet me there.
I'm gonna do it, Wendell. I promise. I'll go straight. Well, as straight as a crook can. Well, when I say straight, you know what we're talking about.
We're gonna stop doing crime.
I'm gonna stop doing crime.
Right. And then we dissolve back to the present, where you've had this flashback, and now you're just kind of crying. Yeah, it's just, it was a rough.
Oh, look at me! Just
been a rough
waterworks.
And then, as you're unloading your cart, the second cart pulls up next to you,
Oh,
and you take a look at it, and the produce on this cart is both immaculate, and each individual piece is almost identical in shape and size. It's very impressive to you.
what in the nine hells? Say, stranger, what kind of mulch you using? Is that manure? How'd you get it that big?
We got the man sitting at the driver's seat looks down to you. Oh, I'm no stranger. I know you. Hareson. It's me. Blake. Blake Forsythe. Do you remember Blake? Well, you and Blake used to run together in the Sidewinder gang.
Hello, Blake. It's good to see you there. You're keeping trim? Keto working for you still?
You know, I never drop it. No cheat days here.
No cheat days. It shows. It shows.
What you doing here, Hareson?
Selling yams. What you doing here, Blake?
Oh, I'm just bringing in boss's supply.
Mm-hmm.
Taking this over to Calfacius's. They need to keep the restaurant stocked.
Yeah, they got a hard time running a monopoly in this town, don't they?
What was that?
What's that? How you doing, bud? How you been living?
I'm living quite well, quite lavishly. How are you living?
Just for context, Hareson is wearing the dustiest, oldest, ratty clothes. And the only thing that looks clean on him are his guns, buck and doe. They are like these beautiful black guns with ivory handles and gold filigree, but you can't see them under the dusty coat he's wearing. I'm doing really well. Things are... His tear-stained rabbit face is just like,
Yeah, I've never been happier. Wendell's doing good. Seen him yesterday. Olivia's good. She's growing up like a weed.
Oh, really?
Yep. Seen her
Just yesterday?
just yesterday.
Because I took a little trip out to a certain farm,
Good for you.
and wouldn't you know it, nobody was there.
I take off running. I don't. I stay there. I want to
Okay.
hear the rest of Blake's intimidation.
And we just wanted to come by and say hi. We was coming to the town and figured, hey, didn't Hareson end up near that little nothing hole of a town?
Now, despite your many attempts in this brief interaction to elicit my Hairtrigger responses, I would like you to know that I am trying to turn over a new leaf.
The whole time his paws are twitching by his guns.
And I have made a promise to a very special someone that I would not engage in any more criminal activities. So whatever you're offering, I'm not buying.
All right.
But just because I'm curious, what's the score? What's the skinny there, Blake?
Oh, this is not a score.
Mm.
You know, this is clean, honest work for
The
Mr.
ears stand straight up.
Clean
for
honest
Mr.
work. Huh?
Calfacius.
Ah, yeah.
Bringing in the crops, making sure that all of the farmers are given their dues.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes they don't want to pay.
Right.
Sometimes they're not there, so you kind of just take what they left.
Mm. Interesting.
Well, anyway, it was good to see you.
good to see you,
Harrison. It was
Blake.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Good to know you're in town. I'll be in town for a little while.
That's good.
If you
Good for you.
want to reminisce about old times.
Oh, buddy, you can join me over at Roy's. I ain't got nothing else going
I
on.
ain't going
So.
to no Roy's. I'm going to Calfacius's.
Yeah, difference in taste. But if you want to, yeah, all right. I'm going to Roy's.
And Blake rides off, taking his immaculate supply of fruit, vegetables, and all other accoutrements.
I've just got like 2 misshapen yams.
Yeah.
We don't need him, do we, fellas?
And you've sold what you could. They didn't want to buy all of it. The shopkeep was buying some of Blake's merchandise too after Roy's or Calfacius has got what it needed.
How much have I got?
You only made about 5 owl dollars. Owl bear bucks.
Is that enough for a room?
That's enough for a room.
I can't go home. Looks like it's Roy's again.
You know what they say.
When
Nothing else to do.
And we cut to Roy's, where many hours after all of these events have taken place, our band of adventurers have finally found themselves. Probably, I'd expect Dusty Joe to get there first, as Dusty Joe was working outside.
Oh, I've been there for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I found their piano and I just hopped right up there. No one asked me. In fact, they tried to get in front of me.
Hey, Joe, could you not do the piano? Like, it's kind of not the vibe at the moment.
What do you mean this EDM piano playing is not the vibe for this lovely
Well,
establishment?
I mean, here at Roy's, it's not really the, EDM.
Yeah.
It's kind of a somber affair. Because, when there's nothing left to do, you go to Roy's. If there's something, EDM is something to do.
I can take constructive criticism, so I will adjust my music.
All right, Dusty Joe, thank you.
I start playing Katy Perry.
That's whatever. All right, who thinks they would show up next at Roy's?
Oh, God, probably me, but through the kitchen.
Dusty Joe, you hear coming from the back, hey, man, you can't be back here. Sir, could you...
Dwarven cook! Dwarven cut!
So that's...
What in the...
What? The guy runs out from the back and goes, hey, Roy, there's a guy back here. He's just started cooking. Roy looks at him and goes, I'll get the bat.
Dwarven serve!
Chet has now come out to the bar and has got a plate of food. And Roy just kind of looks at you and goes, Chet, what are you doing?
Roy,
Yeah?
I'm serving you the greatest thing you've ever put in your mouth and lips and tongues.
In that order.
Chet, I'm given to believe that you do some of the finest Western or Southwestern style
high
tacos.
fantasy Southwestern
Fantasy
Tex-Mex.
Southwestern tacos in the city. So I'm just willing enough to give that a try.
Be my guest. I'm gonna put it down. And I'm gonna be honest, this one's about a 7 out of 20 quality wise.
Yeah. Give me a survival roll to just see how edible it was.
Okay.
No.
Survival, gonna get a 16.
All right.
Oh.
Not good,
Roy, no.
but not deadly.
Yeah. Roy takes a pretty hearty bite out of this soft shell taco that he forms out of the tortilla.
Savor it.
He takes a big bite.
Crunch it. Swirl it around.
It's real gritty.
That's right.
Why is it so gritty?
Because I added a special ingredient.
Which was
Love.
and
Sand.
Roy says, if you would excuse me for a moment, Dusty Joe, would you mind watching the bar for me, please?
Absolutely. And I go
And he-
ahead and start making just myself a drink.
That's fine. Roy kind of scampers off to the bathroom. And then imagine Theodosius shows up at Roy's.
Theodosius would ooze his way in as quietly and as slingily as possible up the stairs to their room and come back down draped and adorned in a bed sheet in kind of a Grecian style.
Ghost! Ghost! Ghost!
Chet,
Fantasy world, that's normal.
Chet. It's your friend Theodosius. Do you not recognize me without my bowler hat?
I certainly do not, my friend. You are not so dandy as the last time I saw you.
Well, a bit of the dandy has been drained from me, I'm afraid. I have been subjected to the most extenuating circumstances this evening, and I found myself embarrassingly without clothing. But they say when in Greece.
Just to be clear, Theodosius is now in humanoid ooze
Humanoid form, yeah.
wearing a toga.
Yeah. Being in full ooze form is deeply embarrassing to Theodosius. So,
Can I get a stealth check to see if any of them saw you in the ooze form?
Absolutely. Yeah, whatever that is, that's going to be a 2. So,
Real quick, Claire, passive perception. Bill, passive perception.
Passive perception, 13.
13.
12.
12. Yeah. You all see the ooze scamper up and then come back down.
thank you.
Well, pay no mind, friend. Enjoy what's left of this here taco.
Oh, that is just a kindness to such a weird child. I tried to get I'm so sorry. I'm so very hungry. And just takes the taco and there's sort of like a mouth shape that sort of opens, but then the taco goes into it and just starts to sort of slowly dissolve inside this clear ooze and kind of fraction.
Swirl it.
Give me a.
There's some swirling going around.
We need a Constitution save.
Oh, that's an easy 8. Yeah. There's a certain texture, a certain rich textural quality to this cuisine that I find almost overpowers my delicate senses, I'm afraid. Perhaps
You've
I don't
always
have the palate.
understood me, Dosh. You always have.
Well, I see the civilization that you attempted to bring to this region.
Thank
and
you.
Theodosius, you can no longer absorb this into your body. You need to expel it somehow. How you want to do that, I will let you decide.
So a small kind of pseudopod of Theodosius just kind of like trails down under the bar and just sort of siphons out and out of sight of Chet.
Give me a stealth check.
That's a 15.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right,
you beat the passive perception. You managed to do that without anybody catching on.
I ain't see shit.
Thank you so very much for your kindness. Yes. We hadn't decided on a handshake yet, I suppose.
It's all right. It'll find us.
It'll find us when the time comes. That's right. I do fine. Now, hey, Dusty Joe, did I hear you tinkling the ivories there?
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. I was singing about my firework leg essence earlier today.
Oh, I do. You do also. The two of you really just bring such an air of civilization about the place. I do so appreciate the two of you for that. It makes me feel very much enriched. So thank you.
Thank you.
Fine. Hareson arrives.
Good old Roy's.
What's Harrison's emotional state at the moment?
Devastated. In search of a drink. I'll go hips first to the bar.
You find Dusty Joe behind the bar.
Oh, hey, Dusty. How you doing, old buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? Hey.
I'm doing great.
How are your people doing?
Good. Never better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, you got a strong drink. Can you slide me a couple handles of bourbon there? Full handles, you heard me.
Do you want like this spigot spout on them too, or do you want me
You
to
keep the spigot. I don't give a shit.
All right.
Just hand it over. All right, thanks. Oh, Joe. Joe.
I'll
Communication, you know? Yeah. It's hard. It's a
It's
two-way
important.
street.
It's important.
It's important. It's important.
What are Chet and Theodosius doing during this conversation?
I feel like during the conversation about having a handle of bourbon, I would also like to ask for a handle of bourbon.
Well, hey, you know what, little fella? Here you go. You can have my other handle. That's pretty greedy of me.
Thank you very much.
What's your name there, friend?
Name's Chet Birkenbeard, chef extraordinaire, traveling, wandering, dwarf, third level cleric, first level, man of the hour.
Well, that is a lot of epithets. I think I'll just call you Chet, if that's all right.
That's fine with me.
All right.
You like tacos?
Buddy, let me tell you, I had a great taco down the Rio.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Slam into the kitchen.
And what happens in the kitchen?
Dwarven cook!
Yeah.
That's just a meat cleaver.
The chef back there is just like, man, I don't even care anymore. Do what you're gonna do. Nobody comes to Roy's anymore anyway.
Mm-hmm. Calvacious is.
It is. You're right. It is because of Calvacious. It's like now that he's bought up half the town, it's like there's something to do.
I'll tell you what, they're dirty sons of bitches, Roy. I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Roy.
Who are you? I'm sorry, I'm pretty deep into this handle.
Yeah, Hareson, give me a Constitution save.
You bet, nothing would please me more. That's an 11.
Oh, you are blasted. Hareson, it's me. It's Franklin.
Ah, Franklin, sorry.
Chef.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Franklin. Did you know you have the prettiest eyes? Don't lose that spark in them, Franklin.
Hareson, how many handles in are we?
I'm just...
Harrison looks down.
halfway through the first one.
I'll
Gave
get
the other
I'll
away,
get the bed
Franklin.
ready.
Oh, thank you, Franklin. You are a saint.
He heads off to go prepare some quarters for Hareson.
Some real weekend dad
Check.
quarters, I'm sure.
Now you have full run of the kitchen. If you want to, I don't know, find any ingredients or anything you want to add.
Oh, baby, nothing that's in here. I want to take everything that's in the high fantasy equivalent of a fridge and freezer, and I want to throw it in the garbage. And I want to run outside, and anything that crawls, I'm going to grab.
All right, give me a perception check.
Perception check. We're going to call that a nat 1.
Yeah, you grab that is our timeout chair.
New dice.
You grab some like nails, some planks of wood. You could have sworn those were crawling around.
They are.
Yeah. You've got them now.
Oh, they are going to replace every ingredient in this place. I'm going to take over the kitchen.
All right. Cool. Back in the main bar, Tavora walks in.
No one sees me enter. They just kind of see the doors flutter open. And then they see me at the bar, kind of like lizard tonguing a handle of bourbon that I got.
Hey, where'd my handle go? Tavora!
Hey, I heard that little rock squat was in the kitchen making tacos, and I came as fast as I could. I love that guy's food.
I'm excited to try it. I love anything that's not super local. You know what I mean when I say local? Like, I've had everything in town, but I haven't had anything new in a while, you know? I'm excited to try some new cuisine.
Chet, can I get a survival check as you finish your masterpieces?
Said survival?
Yeah.
Should be no problem. That's a 13.
All right.
And it's made with nails.
13 with nails. That's pretty good.
13 with nails in it, but I don't have any milk. Yeah, Chet comes out with his bowl of, let's say, we got tacos with, they actually look like tacos now, but that's because you've nailed them shut.
That's right. I made some adjustments to my recipe. Took care of things, did it the Chet way.
Oh.
Feast up.
All right.
I mean, it does hit with a thud now.
They're pretty heavy, yeah.
It's also being served on a plank of discarded wood from other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna take a first bite of Chet's tacos?
Me, I'm snatching it.
Me too. I'm in.
All right, give me Constitution saves.
Oh, hell yeah. Natural 20. This rabbit's invincible.
Just a casual 17 over here.
Yeah, Tavora and Hareson, they just grab these tacos and they're just like, yeah, just go into town. These are great tacos. Theodosius?
Yeah, Theodosius is it. You know, the thing I really appreciate about your cuisine, Chet, is that you create not just like a meal, but you create an experience. Like, how do I even open this? I don't even feel like I have, but I'm gonna do my darndest
you find that your meal was also served with a hammer with which to remove the nails.
It'll be good. Like, look at this.
Can I, to
Dusty
introduce
Joe,
myself to Docious, can I show you how to eat the taco?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to take the claw and the hammer and just kind of snap that nail right out of there. Yeah, then just down the hatch in one go.
All in one
All
go.
at once. You don't want to taste it.
just, just like the sort of blobby mouth, like unhinges open, just sort of widens, and the entire taco gets stuffed inside. And you see it, again, just sort of like floating behind, kind of the in the neck area for a while. And let's see how that goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 13.
Yeah, you stomach this one.
Sure. Good.
You ooze this one.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a stomach.
Good.
Exactly.
You see it sort of slowly descends past the point of like where the toga comes across and sort of lost to view.
Yeah, but you managed to fully
That's
dissolve
weird.
this
Huh?
Ms. Jinx, I'm terribly must apologize. I find myself in disarray, and so my normal garments that would cover up my otherwise disgusting digestive practices are now out here for view. I'm so terribly sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
he's not a
deeply
ghost.
Embarrassed. Yes.
I'll remember this.
Tavora, you actually got a hold of his clothes because you knew of all the goings on. You figured that might be a good
Yeah.
leverage thing you could get a hold
There's
of.
like a weird bulge in the back of my jacket, but
You have it. You can do with it whatever you want. Dusty Joe, you gonna have a taco?
I'm on the clock right now, actually. I'm serving handles, slinging them. I'm too busy slinging.
As
Okay.
new head chef of Roy's, I'd be insulted if you didn't try some of the establishment's new cuisine.
Well, I am terrified of being rejected by anyone, so I will absolutely, absolutely try your fine cuisine.
Final taco.
Go for it.
Yeah, what does it look like when an owl eats this
That's
taco?
a great question.
Well, oh, that's interesting. Well, the first thing I see, that's 12, right? All right, 12. Math is hard.
It's not great, but I feel like as an owlin, you're actually more equipped to handle this food than most
I
people.
am. I mean, I'll be honest. It looks like what comes out of me more than what goes into me. But it feels very familiar.
Sure.
I just kind of like open it with my claws and just like go.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, Roy finally comes back in from the bathroom. Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of people at Roy's today.
You're welcome.
Hareson, Tavora,
What's up?
and then of course you were in here earlier, so I knew you were in here. But it's been a while since I've had this many people coming to Roy's. There's just so much to do in town nowadays. You know my slogan: when there's nothing left to do, go to Roy's.
Well, somebody ought to write a jingle.
I did.
Yeah.
I paid 27 Owlbear dollars for that jingle. Are you telling me it's not a good jingle?
There's a jingle?
That's it.
That's great. No notes, Roy. No notes.
It just seems like no one can remember the melody of the jingle and replicate it correctly every single time that it happens.
Sure.
I think that's the only problem.
Okay.
And it doesn't rhyme.
Not even a little bit.
Well, I think the real issue is there needs some instrumentation, behind it.
Dusty Joe, could you give us a
A little ditty for
little
you
ditty for me, please?
When you don't know where to go, go to Roy's. When you don't know.
Well, we don't want lost people coming here.
It's just a line of children lost at a Walmart. I went to Roy's.
It still doesn't rhyme.
Chet, you seem real hung up on this rhyming thing.
I know two things: making great cuisine and sentences that end in the same syllable.
Well said. Well said.
Anyway, but I'm just happy people are here. I don't know about y'all, but it's hard out here. Nobody's coming out to the local places. They're all going to Calfacius's, and they're all going to see those movies at Phillips and hanging out at the pawn shop. And just, I hear they're trying to build a water park with some of their water rights. Apparently, it's like they got waters you can go jump in.
Now that
Like a creek.
that
Like a creek, but it comes down on top of you.
Is that like a bird bath?
Kind of like a bird bath,
Yeah.
but way bigger.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Now that just seems ridiculous. Of all the trials and tribulations, and what faff, right? What hogwash?
Yeah. That's good. Those are good words. I like you.
I like you too. Could I have a pull on that handle?
Oh, sure. I slide it down haphazardly.
You see, just upending and the stream of liquid just sort of entering, and just for a brief minute, Theodosius just turns kind of amber, kind of in color as it sort of diffuses.
My God, nature is healing. Man.
Hold on, wait, Dusty Joe, did you charge them for those handles?
Oh, I've got a running tab in my head.
Great.
Well,
All right.
Roy, is there anything we could do to help you out there, pal?
I mean, there's nothing I don't know, the really only thing to do is I guess I might have to sell.
No, don't do that.
No.
Well, what if there's nothing to do?
But that's the thing.
Nowhere to go.
Where would we go?
You're Roy.
Nobody's coming to Roy's. I can't really afford to keep it going.
If only there were
Philip Calfacius.
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
He's been sending some some tough hombres in here telling me I gotta sell or they're gonna force me out.
Now, Roy. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Hareson, you go ahead.
I had nothing to say. I was staring menacingly at the floor.
Give me an intimidation check.
Yeah, you gave the very appearance.
For about a 12's worth of intimidation.
You stare menacingly at the floor, and you feel like the floor stares back into your soul, and it's not menaced. It's sad. The floor kind of starts morphing, and it kind of looks like Wendell for a second. His big, tough turtle shell.
I used to wax it.
Roy looks at you. You've never waxed my floors.
Unrelated. Move on.
Anyway.
Roy, now, I mean, despite my certain countertempts, I'm something of a negotiator, and I hate to hear that you've been strong-armed. Such nonsense. Now, I'm sure we could perhaps make some argument that Mr. Calabascius might hear and be convinced by in whatever form we may need to make it.
We tried that. I mean, like with actual words, we told him, hey, you can't come do that. He killed Mrs. Marigold. Mrs. Marigold was the mayor of the town.
Mayor Marigold?
Mayor Marigold. Mayor Marigold. He rolled into town on that damn train of his. And she went on to talk to him. And then they threw her body off and drove the train back.
I often say that negotiating communication is very important, of course. Hareson, you know that.
Yes, communication is a two-way
important.
street. It takes two to tango. That's
But
what we're always saying.
but 90% of it is nonverbal, and it sounds like we might need to get particularly nonverbal with Mr. Calabascius.
I pull out my guns and drunkenly try to do a gun trick with it.
Give me a dexterity save.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That's a hot 8.
All right. Yeah, speaking of bang,
Oh, no.
I'm going to roll this D6.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to determine who gets shot by your gun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roy's 5. You're 6.
Terrible error.
You shot yourself.
My lucky foot! Shit!
Go ahead and roll damage.
What do I roll? Oh, what's my damage modifier? Hold on. Oh, good, a D10. I'm fine. That's 10 damage. It's a stump. I've lost my foot. Oh.
You start to feel a warmth coming from the inside of your body.
Don't worry, friend. Just enjoy that taco a little bit further.
And as the taco you finally feel the grit taste come out of your mouth and the need to vomit go away. You start to feel a real calm, warm feeling come over your body, and you feel like that damage just goes away.
My secret ingredient is love. And
I
canonically,
sober up immediately.
it's probably also called cure wounds.
Thank you, Chet,
For what?
for loving me.
I just made you food.
Hareson weeps, just unabashedly.
Roy turns back to Theodosius. Well, are you suggesting that you are going to go take on Philip Calfacius?
Well, I feel, reading the room, if you will, I feel somewhat certain that perhaps my merry compatriots here might join us in such an endeavor in order to save this beloved establishment.
Nothing would make me happier than to save this establishment.
Well, you'll be saving more than just this establishment. You'll be keeping the West free from the oppression of capitalist Philip Calfacius.
It's like a full banner.
And Roy points to his sign in the bar that says "Keep the West Wild."
Yeah.
That's been my motto. Oh, maybe that should have been my jingle.
Way better jingle, man. Way better jingle.
Come to Roy's, keep the West wild. Still doesn't rhyme.
But it's a one-liner. It doesn't have to. I'm in. Oh, it's alliteration.
The wind
Set the
again.
wind.
Whoa.
Well,
What do you say, my merry compatriots? So, shall we take upon ourselves this task?
I mean, I'm my own boss, so I can go whenever.
That's very true.
Thank
What about for you, Ms. Jinx?
I believe that this water park must be stopped.
I think it's important to find the hot button issue that you care about, and really just lean into it.
I like moisture, but water is too wet.
Yes, it has often been described in that fashion. And as we've had, kind of other dealings upon occasion, I imagine you and I might find some particular profit in it ourselves.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
We can have a little sidebar about that later. But the important thing is to save Roy's and destroy this Mr. Calabascius and the water park in particular.
I hate water parks.
And to save Hareson's marriage, because that seems to be his thing.
Yep. I don't remember saying anything about marriage.
that does remind me, though, Hareson, I believe you used to run with that Sidewinder gang.
Sidewinder Jake and the Sidewinder gang. I think I said.
I'm pretty sure, that Philip Calfacius has hired those guys. I think they're working for him.
My foot starts thumping really angrily.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna kill that snake son of a bitch dead. Dead!
Chet?
I like to think that at the moment where everyone turns to look at me, I come back out of the kitchen with a shield, the inside of which is covered in nails and random taco-like meats and sand. And I carry it in, and then I re-wield it as a shield, and I say, "Calfacius ass." And that should be.
What'd you mutter?
Calfacius.
I'm not getting a word of that.
Calfacius.
We'll get it on the road.
Can we throw a dwarf in front of that? Well, so it sounds like everybody's in. Roy goes, "Me too!"
Roy?
He grabs his bat.
Oh.
Well,
Are you part of this?
oh, did y'all not? Was that?
No, you're welcome. I just had no idea that you were going to leave the establishment.
We are kind of missing a barbarian kind of flair, so if you want to fill that hole in the
I
party.
did. That's why I started this
Yeah.
tavern. I thought the barbarian was a funny pun.
Oh, that's
That's a way better jingle!
That's way better!
Oh. Y'all are good at this.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
All right, I guess we're gonna go knock down a train.
I hope you're prepared to close your struggling business for several days, maybe even weeks.
Oh, I can let Franklin can
With
run
no
it.
revenue.
Franklin can run it
At least for 5 more Sundays.
at least.
I don't know how well you're gonna do without those tacos, man. That's why I come here.
Well, Chet makes the tacos, and he's coming with us.
Oh, yeah, I'll hook you up.
I'm not gonna pay you for a taco.
You never have.
And we'll figure out how we're gonna start working on taking down Philip Calfacius next time on.